In 1929, historians rolling open a dusty gazelle-skin map inside a Turkish palace stumbled onto an impossible secret. This parchment depicted the continent of Antarctica with terrifying accuracy. But there is one devastating, world-breaking catch. The map shows the Antarctic coastline entirely free of ice. Geologists confirm this landmass hasn't been visible for at least 6,000 years. History says humanity was barely inventing the wheel back then. So, who mapped it? This is the Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral. But Admiral Reis did not survey this land himself. In his own margin notes, he confesses a truth that rewrites human civilization. He admitted his masterpiece was merely a composite. He stitched it together using 20 older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. But even those ancient Greeks had copied older data. The trail of these source maps fades into the dark abyss of prehistory. We are looking at a cartographic ghost. The original surveyors possessed an understanding of global geography that officially did not exist yet. To understand the impossible nature of this document, we must look at Queen Maud Land. The Piri Reis map traces its intricate bays, jagged islands, and mountain ranges with a precision that baffled modern military cartographers. In 1960, the United States Air Force compared the map to their own seismic profiles of the subglacial landscape. The ancient coastline matched the hidden bedrock perfectly. The data was flawlessly, undeniably, and shockingly accurate. Antarctica has been buried under a mile of solid ice for millennia. For anyone to survey that coastline, they would have needed to sail those frigid waters before the profound climate shift of the last ice age. This places the original source maps at roughly 10 to 12,000 years old. Conventional archaeology insists that during this epoch, humanity consisted only of primitive hunter-gatherers using sharpened stones. They were not building transoceanic empires. Yet the mathematics required to project a spherical Earth onto a flat two-dimensional plane is staggering. The Piri Reis map utilizes spherical trigonometry. This advanced mathematical discipline supposedly wasn't fully developed until thousands of years later. Even more terrifying is the map's center point. When analysts ran the projection algorithms backward, they discovered the entire grid system originates from a single, specific locus. The map was drawn from the perspective of Egypt. Specifically, the central meridian passes directly through the ancient Egyptian city of Syene, or modern-day Aswan. This is the exact same location where Eratosthenes would calculate the circumference of the Earth centuries later. Coincidence is unlikely. It implies the original cartographers shared a geometric and geographical foundation with the earliest Egyptian dynasties. But these map makers were vastly more advanced. They were charting longitudinal coordinates with a precision we only achieved recently. Calculating longitude requires keeping exact time across vast oceanic distances. Until the invention of the marine chronometer in the 18th century, sailors relied on guesswork. Yet our phantom Ice Age cartographers mapped longitude with zero error. They documented the eastern coastline of South America flawlessly. They mapped the Andes Mountains before they were supposedly discovered by Europeans. They even detailed the Falkland Islands long before conventional history records any human presence there. Some researchers point to the map's strange illustrations. In South America, it depicts large mammals that closely resemble species extinct since the end of the Pleistocene epoch. Did the original surveyors witness these Ice Age beasts? Piri Reis is not an isolated anomaly. The Oronteus Phineus map of 1531 also shows an ice-free Antarctica. The Mercator map of 1569 features similar, impossible geography. They all point to a singular, lost source. We are peeling back the layers of a forgotten epoch. If you want to continue deciphering the lost chapters of human history and uncover anomalies the mainstream ignores, hit the subscribe button now. Join the investigation. Where did Admiral Reis acquire his source maps? He claimed they were salvaged from the legendary Library of Alexandria before it burned. eventually falling into the hands of a captured Spanish sailor who sailed with Columbus. Columbus himself allegedly possessed one of these ancient source maps. It is highly probable he didn't discover the New World by accident. He knew exactly where he was going because he was following a prehistoric blueprint. The implications are profoundly disturbing. It suggests that a globally connected, highly advanced maritime civilization existed before the catastrophic climate upheavals of the Younger Dryas. They navigated the globe, measured the Earth, and recorded it all. Then, a global cataclysm wiped them from the face of the Earth. Sea levels rose 400 feet, swallowing their coastal cities, their ports, and their great observatories. Only fragments of their vast knowledge managed to survive. These fragments were passed down like sacred relics, from the survivors of the deluge to the ancient Sumerians, then to the Egyptians, the Greeks, and finally into the hands of medieval explorers who barely understood them. Every time a map was copied, errors were introduced. The Piri Reis map we have today is a degraded copy of a masterpiece. Yet even in its corrupted state, its mathematical perfection bleeds through. Skeptics argue the Antarctica connection is just a massive coincidence. They claim the coastline is simply a theoretical continent drawn to balance the landmasses in the north. But this dismissive theory ignores the hard, geographical data. You cannot accidentally draw the subglacial topography of Princess Martha Coast. You cannot randomly guess the exact location of the Palmer Peninsula centuries before it is discovered. The statistical probability of such a coincidence is virtually zero. We must confront the uncomfortable reality. History is a fragmented puzzle, and we are missing the most important pieces. The orthodox timeline of human development is a comforting illusion that shatters the moment you examine the anomalies. We are looking at a phantom fingerprint. The cartographers who surveyed the ice-free Antarctic coast possessed a global maritime network. They were an apex civilization, operating with high-precision engineering and advanced mathematics, lost in deep time. Where did they go? The evidence of their existence now lies at the bottom of our oceans, or buried beneath miles of Antarctic ice. We are walking on top of a forgotten world every single day. The Piri Reis map is not just an old piece of gazelle skin. It is a warning. It is a technological black box recovered from the wreckage of a global crash. It proves that progress is not linear. A civilization can map the entire globe, understand the shape of the Earth, and achieve absolute dominance, only to be completely erased by nature. They became a myth, a ghost story whispered by the cultures that followed. This connects to other anomalies. The extreme water erosion on the Great Sphinx, the astronomical alignments of ancient monolithic sites, the precision polygonal masonry of forgotten empires. They are all surviving fragments of the exact same lost progenitor culture. They shared a unified system of knowledge, a global standard of measurement. When we look at the Piri Reis map, we are looking at the foundational master blueprint that birthed all subsequent ancient civilizations across the globe. Modern academia refuses to touch this artifact. To acknowledge the true age of its source material means burning every history textbook currently in print. It requires admitting that we are not the pinnacle of human achievement. It forces us to accept that we are a species suffering from profound amnesia. We have forgotten our own origins. We dismissed our ancestors as savages while they were navigating a world we barely understand today. The ice is melting again in Antarctica. What else is buried under that frozen wasteland? What ancient observatories or metallic wreckage are waiting to be exposed to the sun for the first time in 12,000 years? If the source maps of Piri Reis are authentic, then the most profound archaeological discoveries in human history have not yet been made. They are currently locked beneath a mile of crushing ice at the bottom of the world. Our entire timeline is a fragile construct built on incomplete data. The true story of humanity is far darker, far older, and infinitely more mysterious than we have been led to believe by orthodox academic institutions. Admiral Reis left us a key, a fragmented, corrupted key, but a key nonetheless. It unlocks a door to a past we were never meant to see, a past where humanity had already conquered the global oceans. We are the survivors. We are the inheritors of a broken world, slowly piecing together the shattered memories of a golden age that was swallowed by the sea and erased by the relentless march of the ice. The next time you look at a globe, remember the phantom cartographers. Remember the ice-free coasts of a continent that shouldn't have been seen. We do not know who they were, but their masterpiece survives them all. The Earth has a memory, written in stone and drawn on stolen gazelle skin. The map is real. The ice is real. The only question left is, are you ready to face the truth of our forgotten past?